Well, hello friends. Thank you for bearing with me for the delay in today's video. We had to go and help my cousin today. So we were up early and doing all of the things. So we had a lot going on this morning. This is the one you have all been waiting for. It's the Plan With Me where we hang out and chit chat and do all of the things. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I was missing in action for, I think it was like 2 months or something like that. First of all, before we get into that, and I know I've said this before, but thank you so much in advance for every single person who sent me a DM on Instagram, who commented on my videos and said, hey, where are you? I miss you. All of that, you know, were great messages for me to read and receive and for me to remember that I am valued in this space. Not that I didn't remember that, but when you're going through a lot in life, it can be hard to remember that you have value in other spaces. Thank you all for everyone who did that, for checking in on me and making sure everything was good. Let's go ahead and talk about planning really quick, and then I'll talk about other things. So I am a little late on this. I think this trend was happening last week for most people, but I wanted to get this in before the month was over and do a Christmas in July spread. I have been loving thinking about the holidays and spooky season and going into fall, especially with high temperatures coming to the Pacific Northwest this week. I don't really want to think about it. It's going to be an entire week of very hot weather. Send me all of your cooling vibes if you have rain in your area, which I know it's hot a lot of places. So, and for us, it's not as hot as it is in most places, so I shouldn't complain too much, but a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest don't have air conditioning and that kind of thing, so it does get pretty toasty for us. So let's flip into our current week. And actually, before we do that, let's take the pen loop off. Oh, it feels so nice to be back though. I missed you guys so much. Oh, and some of you were asking about where I got these cute things, and these were actually sent to me, and the shop is called Paper in Paradise. You can find her over on Instagram. She actually has some really cute true crime things as well. Let me see if I can find one. So here's one of the bookmarks that, oh my gosh, aren't they so cute? And she has some things out already for spooky season and all the things. This is not sponsored. I just really love her shop. So let's think about how we want to do this. Oh my gosh, I am losing so much hair right now. It is crazy. I am like shedding hair out of my head. I got Homebody Seasons because I really liked the greenery, the stockings, those things, just all of the cozy vibes. And I know that a lot of people who do this trend do like Christmas with a summery theme, but I'm really just gonna go full on cozy Christmas. Yes, give me all of the cozy Christmas. I also got out some other things too, so we can add other things as we go along. Oh my gosh, all of these stickers make me so ready for this, for all of the fun that's coming in the winter. Winter and fall are my favorite seasons, and that might sound weird to some of you, but it's my jam. Hot chocolate weather. Oh, it's the best time of year. No, not right now. It's not. It will be. It will be soon, but right now it is not. Bring on the sweaters. That's cute. I'm going to put this one that says Welcome Winter right here across the top, because I am doing my cool weather dance. It is going to be so warm this week, and I am not ready. I am not ready at all. Oh, not even a little bit. Okay, so I am going to just talk a little bit. I might not tell you what I'm doing in my spread, but feel free to just ask all the questions down below. This break really started or was amplified by my camera turned off. I'm not sure where that stopped us, but anyway, I was getting into kind of what was happening and where I had been going, and basically why I dropped off the face of the planet for a little while. I feel like this happens to me every so often. Like I just kind of go MIA for a little bit. But this one I feel like was a little different. So it had nothing to do with like being burnt out or like not wanting to plan or not wanting to make videos, which is usually kind of where I'm at with things when I drop off a little bit. But this one was spurred by, okay, so my son had 2 ER visits like right in a row. So the first one was he had a photosensitive seizure. We've talked about that a little bit if you've been following me for a while. And then the other one was that he had an allergic reaction to a bee sting. We had no idea that he was allergic to bees until he was stung. And I think that's usually kind of how it goes, but it was really terrifying. And I have been trained as a first responder in a couple of different scenarios. Like with teaching, you have to get CPR trained and all of that. And so I worked as I don't know if you guys know this, but I worked as a lifeguard for a really long time. So I have some, I would say, basic first aid training, and I just got terrified when that all happened. But I also wanted to keep life as normal as possible for everybody. But I think that really started to, like, my overwhelm started to show during that time. So then I had already gotten this information, but I think like it really just hit me that I wasn't going to be going back to like my regular teaching job. I wasn't going to be back next year. And I will say that when I was still at my teaching job, like they were having meetings that we were required to go to, the staff that were not returning, and they would talk about like what was going to happen next year and all of the plans for next year. And I just feel like a lot of it was very insensitive, and it just started to kind of hit me that my life was going to change pretty dramatically. And that was scary, even though at the time I was in process, or I knew that I was going to be starting a new job. Like I kind of already had that information, but I was still, so if you've never been a teacher, it's difficult to share this because it's hard to explain, but if you have been a teacher, you will probably understand. A lot of teachers, their personality as well as their career get really enmeshed. Like when you are an educator, a lot of your life gets consumed with the identity of being an educator. And when you are no longer an educator, for me anyway, there was like a pretty like steep, you know, I guess, I don't even know what to call it, but just like a steep processing time, or like, let's see, how can I explain this better? Or just like a grieving almost. Like that might seem wild, but honestly, I feel like I went through like a lot of grief thinking about not being a teacher and like, what does that mean for my life now? Like what purpose do I have? You know, I guess that's very strange to say, but that is really where I was at with it. And so I was going through that as well. And then let's see, what else happened? It was the end of the year. Oh, and then I was also in process of starting my new job. So there was a lot to learn, and I really wanted to give my new job basically all of my time. Like I really wanted to do my absolute best. I'm a perfectionist kind of to a fault. And so this was very important to me. I think I was also operating from a place of fear because I had also been laid off. Like that sense of security was basically stolen from me. You know, like if you've ever gone through a layoff, that sense of security that you have in your job, or as to like when you are going to leave, is really taken from you. It was difficult to think about starting a new job and not knowing like, am I going to be good at this? Am I going to be, you know, worthy of this position? That is also something I think that a lot of educators go through, or former educators, because when you are an educator or a teacher, you tend to feel a little like locked in. Like from the get-go, as a teacher, you know, my degree is in education. You know, my original degree is in English, so I did have that as something that I could kind of fall back on. But I have my, you know, teaching license is paired to a master's degree. So you know, I felt a little bit like, am I valuable to another company? Am I going to start and then it's just going to like implode? So I really wanted to start strong. I really wanted to do the absolute best job that I could do. And so something had to give, you know, something had to change, something had to be different, and unfortunately YouTube was what it was. I was also at the time when I kind of dropped off, like cranking out content out of a place of fear. I don't think that the content I was producing was my best. You guys really seem to be enjoying most of it, but I really was creating content out of a place of fear. I didn't know at that time, before I got my new job, you know, what was going to happen. Am I going to have a new job? Am I going to be settled? Is it going to be fine? And then, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen. And so I was cranking out the content so that I could have a source of income, because that is something that is a really neat benefit of YouTube, is that there is the monetization aspect of it. That's not something that a lot of people like to talk about, but it is something that, you know, that we have going on YouTube. There is a monetization aspect. And, you know, that is something that's a really nice perk. So I was making a lot of content and I was just like, you know, I need to step away for a minute. And then all of the other stuff was also going on with ending the podcast, which, if you guys don't know, Leanne and I have stepped back from our friendship a bit, and we have also taken a break from the podcast. I don't know if the break is permanent. It is going to be very long-term, if not permanent. So I don't know what the future holds for that, but what I do know is that we are not doing it now. We are not going to be doing it anytime soon, and I know that's a huge bummer for a lot of people, and it makes me really sad too. You know, I miss it already. There are weeks where I'm like, man, I wish that I could, you know, sit down with the podcast and talk about all of the stuff that's going on in my life, but that's just not the reality right now, and it's for several different reasons that I'm not going to get into here, and I'm not going to get into privately. So that is something that I'm not really going to talk about in great detail, but it just kind of is one of those things that is what it is right now. So yeah, that's where that is at. Other things. So I had all of that going on, plus like trying to maintain life, like trying to just stay on top of things, trying to be a mom, a wife. My kids have been home since March of 2020. We did choose to keep them virtual for this past school year, so they have been home, and so we have been juggling just so many different things. It has, like, I think everything came crashing down, basically. And my relationship with my personal family is not always the easiest, you know, with the family that I grew up with. Things with Brian and I are great, not that family, but the family that I grew up with, like my parents and my brother, it's not always the easiest. I always tend to call myself kind of the ugly duckling. I'm very different from my family, and I always have been. So relationship with them isn't always the easiest. So I've been working on setting boundaries there. And so honestly, everything was just a lot at the time. Hang on, I'm going to pause the story here and I'm going to check my calendar and see what we have in the works for next week. Okay, Delilah has art. We are helping one of our neighbors with her yard on Saturday. There's a Friday night ride thing on Friday, and then there will be a few other things, I think. So I'm going to leave some spaces around, and we will just see how this goes. These have foil on them. I'm not a big fan of foiled stickers. Let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments. Do you like foiled stickers? Do you use them? I think I have like a little issue with them because they're so difficult to photograph. So I choose not to use them because I know that that is coming. Yes. Okay. So that is, all of those things together are reasons why I was gone. So it might not make sense as to why I couldn't keep up with YouTube, because as I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't really sound like it was anything crazy serious, but I guess it was a symptom or something, like something had to give, if that makes sense. And I think that if I didn't step away for a little bit, I might have chosen to like step away from YouTube altogether forever. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to keep up at that pace. I don't know where this channel would have gone, to be honest. The other thing about it is that, again, because it was becoming an income stream, it's not that it wasn't fun, because I always enjoy a good planning sesh. You guys know I love, 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 love a good planning sesh. Let's see, I was doing so much with it on social media that it wasn't what it was when I started it. Like, I remember there were days where I was so pumped to film like a haul or a shopping vlog, and when I was filming, I was getting this like sense of dread, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to film again. I couldn't take breaks when I wanted, because if I knew that if I took a break that I wouldn't make money at that time, as sad as that is. And I was working on several different platforms, even entertaining opening like a TikTok account, which I'm still thinking about starting reels and TikToks, just because I'm interested in that. And now that I'm working in my full-time job in social media, I'm even more interested in it. Yeah, we'll have to kind of see how that goes, but that is something that I'm actually looking into. So stay tuned for more details on that. Okay, that is a lot of quotes together. I just really like this sticker. I will put it right here, I think. It is cute. So that is basically where I have been, what I have been doing, all of that good stuff. Yeah, I am glad to be back. I'm really focusing in on YouTube mostly and Instagram. So that's where you can find me most. I'm trying to kind of get back to basics, if that makes sense. Like, I started on YouTube. That has been my primary platform for so long. I just want to kind of take it back to like old school social media, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, and I don't know where my tweezers are. I think I took them upstairs. I'm so unprepared. I'm going to be all over the place. I think I forgot how to film, you guys. When I was like watching footage back from my shopping vlog and from that last video that I filmed, I was like, oh my, okay, you have forgotten how to do this. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it anyway. Thank you again for all of the support. I've been seeing you guys watching my videos, but kind of back to where we were going here. Yeah, something had to give, something had to change, and that kind of thing. So I really just needed to take some time to settle into my job and to work on my mental health, honestly. Like, just to take some time and make sure that everything was good to go in life, and really just make sure that when I was ready to come back and provide content, that it was like the best content that I can provide. Yeah, so that is that. I don't anticipate taking any more long-term breaks, but if you notice that I miss a video here and there, that might happen. I don't really know like what my schedule is gonna look like. I do feel more settled into work and that kind of thing. And then some of you had questions about like, what am I doing for work? So I accepted a position in May, June-ish as a social media marketing manager. And so I am doing social media in the corporate space, and I'm only really gonna say that about it for now. I'm not gonna, of course, not gonna share where I work or who I work for and that kind of thing. I've actually had some scary incidences with people calling my previous employer, so that's all gonna be pretty private. So anyway, but I am really liking it. I love the team that I work with. It's going really well. We're kind of working from the ground up and like starting some newer social media accounts or reviving some that have not been posted on in several years. So I am having a great time. The team is amazing, and I am just feeling very fortunate to get to work with them. So it's really good. It's obviously very different than teaching, but it is for me a good different. I, of course, loved the classroom when I was there, but I feel like it's really nice to that sounds odd, but work with adults all day. It's nice to not have to plan lessons. It's incredible to have space and time to think and time to work, and honestly to have the resources that I need. Like when I ordered my computer for work and it was kind of like a special request, there was no hesitation. It was just, it's been a phenomenal experience, honestly. So I'm very happy in my new position. I, again, really like the people that I work with, and I feel like the feedback that they give me is great. I'm able to learn and grow kind of at my own pace, but also like working on their pace, of course, because we want to make sure that we are being productive and all of that good stuff. But overall, like, I'm very happy. I am very happy. It's also really nice when I'm done with work to be able to be done with work. Well, I guess kind of. Social media managers, like, I have it on my phone. You know, like if something comes up, I'm definitely going to respond to it. Probably shouldn't do that too much, but you know, it just is what it is. Keeping up that engagement. For those of you who either work in social media or who just are part of the social media space, you probably understand that. So yeah, that is a little bit of a life update in this plan with me. So I think I have pretty much everything on here that I need. I'm not sure if I love this spread, but it is really cute. So it's good to get back into the practice. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some pen down, and then I will see you guys in just a minute.
Wake up 2 p.m. I don't know where we are. Looks like a cheap motel with our clothes on the floor. I don't know how we ended up here. And we've been flying high. Are we going too far? I got no cash left and I'm losing my job over you. But I don't care about that. But I got you close and kinda hope.
Okay, everybody, so I think I have all of the pen here that I'm gonna need, and this is what my spread looks like for now. I hope you all have a phenomenal week this week, and I just cannot wait to see you with more videos. If you have any content that you would like to see, or planner questions that you would like answered, or just things that you'd like to see how I do it as far as my planner goes, let me know, and I'm happy to share those things with you over a video. Thank you so much again for your support. If you are new here, hello, my name is Caitlin, and I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button right down below. You guys are wonderful. You are my friends, and thank you again for being here. Here is your internet hug for the day. If you'd like to find any of the links or projects that I'm working on, you can find all of that stuff linked in the description box below. My primary social media spaces are here on YouTube as well as over on Instagram at creatingin chaos_official. Go ahead and follow me over there. You'll see some other content over there that you don't necessarily see here. And I am working on moving into the shorter video space. So you may see some short shopping vlogs over there and that kind of thing. But those are really going to be the spaces where I'm going to be. And I hope you all are having a fantastic day. And by the way, you guys, have fun today.